Good morning, everybody. What a pleasure it is to be here today. Thank you for inviting us into your school. My name's John, and this is Stu, and we're from Hot House, and it's nice to be here, and we're looking forward to showing you some of the musical instruments you can learn at school with Hot House music. Now, the first thing we need you to do, though, is a little warm-up exercise, and to do this, we're going to show you our hands. Because to be able to play instruments like the trombone and the cello and the drums, you have to have a very good level of control over your gross motor skills. So can you do what we're doing, please? Very good. Let's do both hands. Wow. Teachers, you're more than welcome to do this with us as well. Let's go the other way. What a great start to the day. Warming up these minds, making them very agile. Let's go opposite ways. Washing the windows. Very good. Oh, I like that. Show me your fingers. Now, to play a musical instrument like the flute or the trumpet, you have to be able to control your little fingers. So, put your hands together, and I would like you to wiggle your thumbs, please. Very good. Very good. And your pinkies. Can we do that one? Well done. Let's try the middle finger. Oh, that's difficult. The most difficult one, though, the ring finger. Oh, well done. I can see some of you are doing that very, very well. Right, let's try and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you ready? Thumb, pointer, middle, ring, pinky. Hey, let's go backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done, shake it off. So all of those skills you need to be able to play a musical instrument. In fact, there's one more that we've not talked about, and that is awareness. So when you play with other people, you have to be aware of how close you are to them. And we test this by trying to touch our pinky tips together. So show me your hands, show me your pinkies, and when I count to 3, I would like you to touch pinky tips. 1, 2, 3. Ah, well done. Break it off. Let's try thumbs. 1, 2, 3. Woohoo! Oh, I like that. Well done. Shake it off. Now, the first instrument I'm going to show you today is the first one that I ever began to learn, and it's called the trumpet. It's just down here. Ta-da! And my trumpet comes from the brass family. And all instruments on the brass family have a mouthpiece. And we make our sound on the trumpet by buzzing our lips together. Oh, I like that sound. That raspberry goes inside the mouthpiece and sounds more like a duck. Oh, that is a funny sound. Now, every brass instrument has to do it like that. And the actual brass instrument itself acts like an amplifier to make the sound bigger. So you might want to put your fingers in the ears because being made of metal, it's really loud. Now, being very small, the sound of my trumpet is very high. The bigger the instrument, the lower the sound. To change the sound, I have 3 keys. And if I press them in a particular way, the sound will go from high all the way down to low. If I don't press them properly, and I only go halfway, it goes all squidgy. But really, I need to practice so that I press them all the way down properly. Now, I play lots of sorts of music on my trumpet, and one of the most famous things I've ever played is this song. Let's see if you can recognize it. Ooh, what do you think that is, sir? After 3, what do you think it is? 1, 2, 3. Coronation Street! Oh, I'm sure I heard somebody say EastEnders there. But I get to play lots of music from films. And one of my favourite films, it's all about, you'll get it. Are you ready? After 3, 1, 2, 3, Star Wars! Very nice. Now that's all the sort of music I can play on my trumpet. I've actually brought with me though, a big brass instrument. And this is going to be demonstrated by Stuart, and it's called a trombone. It still has a mouthpiece. We still have to blow a raspberry. We put that into the mouthpiece. And whereas mine, because it's small, is really high, the trombone is really low. Ooh, let's have that again, sir. And I love the way that the trombone doesn't have keys. It has a big long slide so it can go out and in. And the trombone sounds brilliant if you play it as part of a duet. So I'm going to ask the trombone to play an umpar, and then we're going to play a song over the top and see if you like this. If you do, you can clap along. I'm now going to, with my glamorous assistant giving me a hand, introduce you to the Woodwind family. Now the Woodwind family are beautiful instruments. They use a lot of air to create the sound. And we have 3 to show you today. The first one is going to be the flute. Now does anybody play the flute here today? Oh, not bad. Thank you very much, Erin. The flute, this one here, is made of solid silver. And it's really small, so it's really high. Now to play the flute, I think this is the most difficult of all the instruments because you have to be able to blow over the top of this hole. Now much like you would do a Coca-Cola bottle, we blow over the hole to create a sound. Now to do this, we're going to have a quick practice. I'd like you all to put your hand like this, okay? We're going to put that to our lips, on the bottom lip. We're going to tickle our little pinky with the air. After 3, let's blow. 1, 2, 3. Can you feel the air touch your pinky? If you can do that, you probably can do this. Oh, I like that sound. Now the rest of the flute body, we have to add it together, and then we press keys to change the sound. So whereas we were doing our exercises with our fingers, we now have to add them one at a time to change the pitch of our note from low to high. Now I'm not very good on the flute because I don't practice enough, but I have been trying this morning to learn a song that you might recognize. Do you know that song? I do, I know you know that one. Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, one of my absolute favourites. But the first song you learn on the flute is actually called, dun, dun, dun. Is that called 3 crossbuns? Hot crossbuns. There we go. And it sounds like this. Now the flute is a beautiful instrument. It's not very loud, it's very easy to carry to school, so maybe some of you would like to learn the flute. My next instrument I'm going to have is the clarinet. Now the clarinet, thank you sir, is a lovely instrument. It's made of wood, which is why it's part of the Woodwind family. We create our sound by vibrating a reed on the back of the mouthpiece. Now the clarinet is used in a lot of films because it has this lovely, rich, wooden sound. Now, there's a very famous film I'm going to play for you shortly, but before I do, I'm going to just show you what it sounds like when I add my fingers. Don't know where that came from, sir. Just popped out of the middle of the clarinet. And I use my fingers in special combinations to play lots of sorts of music. From a little bit of classical through to a bit of jazz. Through to music from films. Now this one, Expelliarmus, is from a very famous film called Harry Potter. Did you recognise Hedwig's theme? That's one of my favourite pieces of music I can ever play on the clarinet, and that could be you. You could do this with us. Now, we're getting towards the end of our assembly, so I'm going to show you just two more instruments before I introduce you to these things behind me. And the first one is called an alto saxophone. This alto saxophone is called the baby saxophone, and it's like a clarinet. Still make the sound in the same way, but because it's made of metal, it's a little bit louder. In fact, it's quite heavy too, so I have to use a sling to hold onto it. But it sounds very exciting. And I play lots of sorts of music on my saxophone, but it sounds so much better if I introduce you to the granddaddy of saxophones, which is the one Stu is now lifting. This is so big and so heavy, it's called the baritone saxophone. Now, where mine is small and high, the baritone is big and low. That's very good, sir. I really like that. In fact, I think the baritone was used on a television program called The Simpsons. That sounds good, sir, today. Just what I needed for my assembly this morning, that was. I tell you what, let's put that together and play a duet. I'll get the baritone to do an part, and the part will be for a song called Wallace and Gromit. Do we know Wallace and Gromit? Oh, if you like this one, you can definitely clap along. Over to you, sir. Well, isn't that exciting? And now we're over to the rhythm section. So we've got a few instruments to show you. I'm going to invite Tom up onto the stage to demonstrate the guitar. I'm going to invite Macy up on the stage to play the bass guitar. I'm going to play the piano, and Stu is going to play the drums. I just need to make sure the piano is turned on, if you would, sir. Absolutely. So first of all of these instruments you've seen so far, they sound great on their own, and they give you lots of pleasure and lots of fun practicing and playing them. I've been doing it now for lots and lots of years, and I know lots of you will too. But they say they go to another level when we make a band with our rhythm section. And these are all rhythm section instruments. In fact, I'm going to start with the drums. So to do this, you need to be able to do four things at the same time. You need to be able to move your right hand, I think that's your right hand, your left hand, your right foot, and your left foot. And if you do that, you can play the hi-hat, you could play the snare drum, you could do the bass drum, you could also do the hi-hat with your foot. And we pull that all together to create a rock beat. cool. And if he practices really hard, he can do solos that go around the drum kit like this. Now, I know some of you will want to play the drums. Let's see what other things he can play on the drums. Maybe a bit of swing. I tell you what, seeing as we've got a bass player and a guitarist, let's get them to jam with Stu. We're going to do a B-flat blues, guys. Are you ready? Let's see what that swing sounds like. A 1, a 2, a you know what to do. Oh, yeah. Very cool. Let's do the same thing, but let's go heavy metal in B-flat. Do you think you guys can do heavy metal? Yes. Yes, are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's very exciting. I think we might put them all together to play a piece of music at the end of the assembly. But before I do, I just have to introduce you to the most sophisticated of all the musical instruments. And this is the piano. I'm hoping it's been turned on. The piano has the ability to make you feel very happy. It also has the ability to make you feel very sad. Piano is called the orchestra in a box because it can play all of the music on its own. One more musician is going to come and join me now. This is the amazing Erin. Erin has been learning the saxophone with us for 32 years. Wow. I know. No, she's only been learning with us for 3 years. But she's very, very good. And she's going to help us play a piece of music called Eye of the Tiger. And this is from Rocky the movie. If you clap along, smile, we really appreciate that. And then we hope some of you will want to learn a musical instrument at the end. Are you ready, guys? Ready. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 80s, whoever looks after you, if you can learn your musical instrument with us. Thank you to all the teachers for monitoring and supervising. We really appreciate it. And we hope to see you all soon. Bye, guys.